feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats, circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready?
We got to make a Benjamin dance video. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, everybody? Hey, Dominic, how you doing?
Yeah, am I right?
Let me ask you a question. You do any flying this past week?
No, it's been too windy.
Ah. Speaking of too windy, apparently up here in Massachusetts, there was a tornado yesterday.
Wow.
I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's unusual. So, yeah, very interesting. So I know there's a Northeast meetup this week. I wasn't able to make it. Maybe someone will stop in and talk about their trip over there. I know Chris won Osmo Action 5 Pro, the action camera. Yeah. I know Ken Dono was there too.
Yep.
Billy Kyle was there. Ray Kelly was there. Johnny Alfonso. So there was a lot of people there.
Mm.
Now we just got to get you up here. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
working my hardest to get over there.
Yeah. Well, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I know that Warren was first. It doesn't show him anymore, but he was first. Warren is my wife, my number one supporter. Oh, we had a hell of a trip last week. I'll tell you about it in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Bud's not with us tonight. He's at some golf event. I forget exactly where he said he was. And Robert's in the house. How you doing, Robert? Glad to have you here. And Jody's in the house. How you doing, Jody?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian. Brian's in the house. Hey, Brian, were you able to make it to the meetup? And Patrick Kelly's in the house. How you doing, Patrick? Michael's in the house. How you doing, Michael? Glad to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
And Art's in the house. How you doing, Art?
Hello, Art.
Yeah. If you guys want to join the panel tonight, go ahead. Just I pinned the link in the comments.
Come and join us.
Yeah. And I think Nightbot is sharing the link also. Make sure we're not missing anybody. Benjamin's in the house. Benjamin got to go to King Richard's Fair last weekend. Big summer send-off, because he went back to school this week. Fun. So, Dominic, now that you got your Mavic 3 Classic, you're going to be having a lot of fun experimenting with it over the upcoming spring and summer.
Yep.
So it was not last weekend, but I think it was the week before. When did we go to the Mattapoisett bike trail, the rail trail? Do you remember? Do you remember when we went to the Mattapoisett rail trail?
I think it was Sunday.
So look, I'm gonna switch over here. I'm gonna share this at the bottom. So check this place out. I'll let this run down here while we're talking over here. But so this place in Mattapoisett, and everybody can just ride their bikes or walk along this path, and they have a little picnic area there. Really cool. Oh, Nana's Attic, how you doing? Glad to have you here.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah. So now that you got the Mavic 3 Classic, you're gonna be able to show us stuff like this. You ever able to actually capture the wildlife out there, like kangaroos or anything?
No, it's too hard. To get one, it's a fair distance away.
How far away would you have to travel?
Probably about an hour.
Yeah. Good question. So the Mini 5 Pro, no, I haven't, and I'm curious how that's going to affect the American market too.
Mm.
What is? I just don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, well, I'm in a different country, so I can't really add anything to that.
Yeah, you guys can still buy DJI drones in your country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any speculation on this? Has anyone heard anything on the Mini 5 Pro yet?
No.
Okay, so he went to the meet and greet. Oh, couldn't go. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, there were people there. I wish I was able to go.
Mr. Kitty.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Skydio just dropped the consumer market. They just kind of said, "See you later,"
Mm.
uh, without a care in the world. They just kind of left everybody high and dry. They're only interested in government contracts, and then they turned around and spied on the police, their consumers, the people they were looking to sell their drones to.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I don't really know. I don't think Skydio's up for it. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could have gone. I know Jeff Norman went. He's with us. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? You got no audio right now, Jeff. So, yeah, okay. You know what? I think when we were at the South Florida drone meet, hey, Ron, how you doing? I believe that when we were at the South Florida drone meet, the police department. I think I just heard your audio, Jeff. Say something again.
Something again.
Yep, that works. Gotcha. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. And that's the problem because Skydio dropped the consumer market and then like heavily lobbied against DJI,
Yeah.
going after government contracts and then spied on the police departments. For what purpose? I have no idea. To me, it makes no sense.
Well, they just didn't want the drones to disappear, is what they said, as they sent them out to them. They didn't really spy on the police departments, but they certainly didn't need to do that. And it looked sketchy, just like when DJI in 2017 sent back more information than they needed to the home mothership in China. It looks sketchy. And, and also the reason you can't download the DJI Fly app on the Google Play Store is that it's enrobed and encrypted and enrobed in another thing. And Google goes, "We're not taking this." Apple let them know in advance. Don't even to send it to us if you do that shit, because we're never going to put you on our store. So they didn't do it to Apple, but they thought they could get away with it, and they can't. That's why you have to download it from DJI's website.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I just think they're being stubborn. Fix it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Well, they just. Before we even continue into that, you were at the Northeast Drone Meetup. Tell us, how was it?
It was good. It was good. The first spot is a typical spot for a drone meetup because it's at a park. There's places to take off. There's a couple other things going on. There was actually a baptism going on while we were there. And it was a pond. It was okay. There was, like most things, it's a place to fly that you're probably not going to get into trouble, but it's how many trees can you photograph, honestly? How many greenish ponds can you photograph? I mean, after a while, no one cares. You shouldn't even care yourself. Just because you can get a photo of it doesn't mean a thing. So, but after the meetup, the interaction between people was really good. There were people from as far away as Las Vegas. If you don't know who that is, you can just listen to what my accent is, and you can find out. The one person that says Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yes, Tom Dowling.
Tom Dowling was there.
He's a New Yorker who retired in Las Vegas and calls it not Las Vegas like everyone there, Las Vegas. But he was there. There was a lot of people there, and it was great interaction. The rest of the day, when you left that area, the rest of the day, most places, especially the beautiful locations on the shore, were way too windy. My daughter came down from Massachusetts. We went to a beautiful park that had a lighthouse out there. And as I'm driving up, I see the flag solid like this. I went, that's at least 30-mile-an-hour winds. 30-mile-an-hour winds, 38-mile-an-hour gusts. I said, I don't need to lose my drone for a shot of a lighthouse. As much as I love lighthouses, I am not doing it.
Yeah.
And then later in the day, unfortunately, it rained. Overall, it was very well organized the night before. They gave a good rate at the hotel compared to those that weren't involved with us. John and Josh and Mark Fisher as well. But John and Josh did a great job organizing it, and very well done. And everyone had a good time. You know, they
No more satellites. They just need balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, everyone who says that doesn't realize shooting from above shows you certain things. Shooting straight at something shows you other things. So
Yeah.
that's a really dumb comment if you think about it. You know nothing about common sense. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
well, it's satellite. The comment you just posted up. If so and so wants, there you go. They have satellites. Yeah, of course they do. But satellites shoot everything straight down, and you can see certain things if you're looking straight down. You can see other things if you're
Chris, how
looking at
you
the
doing?
side of a building.
Yeah, Chris, congratulations on your win.
Yes, yeah. Chris was there. He won.
Oh, did you win anything?
I did not win any of the big prizes. I won a small prize, which was a T-shirt,
Well, that's something.
and I gave out a bunch.
Celebrate
of
the small wins.
I no longer have an Air 2. Haven't had one for a while, so I found someone that had two Air 2s, and I gave him a bunch of chargers and filters and all these other things. And then I found someone with a Mini 2. Actually, I think it was a Mini 4K, but it's a Mini 2, same exact airframe.
Yeah, same
And I
thing.
gave him something as well. So,
By the way, I want to mention too. We were talking about with the consumer drones. So, well, I know he uses the enterprise drones, but Dre, you use DJI products, so I mean, this is going to affect you in the long run, right? Do you have problems
Oh,
getting your
David.
equipment maintained or fixed, or do you have like a? I know people use a business in
Hi,
Ohio.
Bob.
Oh, hey Bob, how you doing? I'm curious who he uses to maintenance his drones if something happens, because normally people use Care Refresh, and I think as time goes on, that's going to be harder and harder. Especially now, you can't buy Care Refresh, so I just wonder. That's David, right? How you doing, David?
David.
there are other drone repair places that use either DJI parts or third-party parts, and they can fix things.
Oh,
Who is that?
that's
EOS Cam is a Canon camera.
Dre's video isn't working.
Oh,
how you
Dre,
doing, Bob?
audio's. Oof.
I wonder, was
The
Bob?
audio
Bob, were
problem
you at
again.
the meet? Yeah, I'm excited for Chris. He's already got some accessories for it and everything.
That was probably the best prize there. Chris actually, I told Chris it was good karma because he gave away a solid state drive.
You got
That
a
was-
real high pressure screech
Hiss.
coming from your
High pitched sound.
audio.
Is it me? Let me mute myself.
No, it's not you. It's Dre.
No,
Dr. Dre
Right.
again with the audio.
yes, we've had this problem before.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Are you thinking about mounting the Osmo on top of the Avata 2? Oh, congratulations.
Well done.
Nope, it's still there.
No, don't hear you at all. All I
Yeah,
hear
we
is
can't.
rotating high pitched sound, Ray. Don't
Yeah.
unplug the mic. Do you have a microphone in the computer? Use that instead because it ain't working. It is painful.
Huh. Drone Doctor in Las Vegas. Oh,
there's
okay. So there's Drone Doctor in Las Vegas.
Right.
That's good to know.
Yes. Dre, we hear you in the back room.
Much software.
Is it working now?
It's just very,
Yeah,
we
we can
go.
hear you.
Better.
yeah, because I can use this same setup on anybody else's show, and they don't have the issues
Yeah.
that I do on your show.
So what did you do?
I changed it to the microphone that's on the camera that I'm using instead of using this microphone. Instead.
Okay. Well, it works now. We can hear you. We can see you.
Yep.
How
Yeah.
are you, sir?
So my question to you,
I'm doing
sir,
fine.
was I'm curious how this situation with DJI is affecting your business.
Well, DGI situation has not affected my business of yet. Okay. What's affecting my business currently is the unstable market right now. And like I tried to explain to people on my show last week is that anytime when you do what I do commercially, it trickles off to other aspects of the industry, but primarily when you talk about construction, infrastructure type work, those are projects that requires municipalities, requires developers to take out loans, and they're not interested in incurring debt that they don't want to pay extra money to get money. So what happens is they'll sit on their hands, which means they're sitting on projects that could be continuing, waiting for the market to stabilize. So everything that the ripple down effect, you talk about tariffs, you talk about the interest rate, and everything else, what's going on with the Fed, all this affects the construction industry, the infrastructure industry, everything related to it, because those people who finance those projects are not taking out loans. So that means projects are put on hold, or they're just, like I say, put on the back shelf, and you have to wait. That is what is affecting my business today. All this stuff right here, the DJI stuff, yeah, it's going to affect everybody down the road once it becomes a real issue. Most of us here, or even in the chat, we all have older drones. You know, everything from a Mini, whatever you fly, to a Air 3S or Mavic 3 Pro, and some of you have 4 Pros. Yeah, those will continue to fly. And I've seen people talk about if you have an accident, yeah, that's going to be an issue. And that's why I was just watching Russ's video, 51 Drones, and he's like, now you got to be a lot more careful when you fly. Pay attention more when you fly. Don't be such a risk taker when you fly, because of the fact that you may not be able to get something repaired or be able to get parts for repairs. And like I said, I've been kind of putting this word out for a while, since last year, about this was coming. And a lot of folks were kind of like wearing the rose-colored glasses and saying, no, it's not going to do this. They're going to work it out. And I just tell people who can be a little naive about how politics really play out. And now you guys have got front row seats to see how this is playing out.
Yeah.
And like I say, when people have an agenda, they will use every trick in the book to satisfy that agenda. And they will slow walk it in until everybody gets on board. And I told people over the last election, some of those people who have been the biggest advocates for these bans and everything else now have the majority. And I'm not putting all on one party. It's been coming from both sides. This Uyghur law was passed by the last administration back in 2023. That was signed into law. Now it's being used to slow down imports.
Whether there's proof of Uyghur
Right.
activity with this company or not, which
Right.
I haven't seen. Just someone says it doesn't mean it's true.
I don't know. I
Right.
think Warren makes a good point, by the way.
Start over.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, there have been some great innovation of late from some American drone manufacturers, but they're making the large drones. You know, these are defense contractor sized drones that can fly over hour. They got payloads where they can pick up, you know, over 50, 60 pounds of equipment. But I said, those are not the drones that you and I are looking to buy.
These are not
Or
the
you and
drones
I
you're
will.
looking for.
That's right. These are not the drones we're looking for at all. So, like I say, these guys are looking for the big payday to pay back their research and development and their companies. So that's what they're looking at, that government contract. And that's what Skydio did. Skydio says, you know what? The consumer market is too saturated and is too dominated by all the Chinese companies. Let us go play in the government pool where we can get a couple of contracts, which means you're talking about multi-millions of dollar contracts. And then if they're successful or not, they got the money because the government puts the money up front. It's not based upon performance. It's just based upon theory. And I say, if you don't believe that, ask the guy. I think there's a young guy here, has a company down in Long Beach, California. This guy's building secret subs. He's got long range drones. He's developed a lot of stuff, and his whole trick is that he's turning the defense industry on its head because he's already has the products and not being paid to develop the product, like most defense contractors.
By the way, if anyone has a video they want to show tonight, drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, so I said overall, it could be a what you call the what's the effect? I'm sure Jeff probably knows right off the top of his head. Attrition. It could be this a rate of attrition, where eventually the government will slow walk everything, and then because of attrition or crashes and the drones not working, we're no longer going to get updates and all this kind of stuff that can occur. The consumer drone industry will just completely die off.
They'll either be very cheap, what some people call Amazon drones, that really aren't good to use. They're difficult to fly, and people get frustrated because they move around so much. It's hard to get anything useful. Their gimbals are lousy.
Right.
So that's on the low end. And then you go to the 10, close to 10,000 plus, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, and none of us are going to do that. So we really, those of us that do things that require good cameras and good stability, but not huge payloads, we're going to be screwed. And there's a lot of businesses that could use this. I agree with you totally, Dre, that it's short-sighted. There's a way of making this work, and there's a way of checking to make sure that things are being done properly. And unfortunately, many people on many levels of government don't care. They have an agenda and they're going to do it. No, they're bull in a china shop. They're going to ram right through no matter what, and they're not listening. All you can do is vote at the ballot box.
Yeah, and that's why I told people that the people I was really concerned about initially is the small drone mom and pop shops, the drone works, drone nerds, even B&H and those folks. I mean, B&H will survive. Adorama will survive because they were selling other items, basically camera gear, before drones got popular. Okay, and that's why I tell folks, Best Buy is still being around, Amazon is still being around because they were selling stuff long before the drone industry came around. So, like I said, those people would just, I say, change lanes and keep on pushing. But it's the small guys like Bill's friends up in Washington State. Has a shop up there. Like I said, we know the folks down in Florida, a few of those people we have all dealt with. If you bought drones like I have, and like I said, I try to buy from American dealers because I even here in my hometown, I will try to buy in my hometown locally before I go outside because I believe in you got to make your dollars roll over at least 3 to 4 times, and that's how you basically finance your infrastructure where you live at. Try to keep your dollars local to pay for your 911 system, pay for your first responder, pay for all your infrastructure in your area. You keep buying stuff from foreign entities and so forth, there's no money in the coffers.
It's not even foreign. I'll give you a great example. I used to do a lot of training of baseball players. And on Long Island, a lot of towns would buy turf, astroturf, plastic turf. It's all manufactured out of state. It comes here. You wind up paying. Now, the most important thing is they always dig good drainage underneath when they take up the grass. But you can do that and still have a field with grass on top of it. Will you lose a few extra days a year? Sure. But now you're hiring a local guy to put in the seeds, a local guy to take care of the field, to cut the field. It will actually cost you less. Will you have as much? You know, will there be some days that there's too much water and it won't work? Sure. But in 8 and 10 years, what do you do with this huge, big piece of plastic?
Yep.
Not a lot. So, and you're sending your money to a company out of state that's manufacturing it. So, lack of foresight.
Yeah.
You know, it's also not as good to play on. Whether certainly for baseball and football and soccer. I don't know about any other sport. I never touched lacrosse myself.
I don't know why. I just laugh because as you're talking about working with baseball players, I just see you for some reason trying to convince them to buy a drone. So I just see you. That's all I can see.
He said a long time ago.
Yeah, and now that I said that, everyone else can see it too. I know they can.
Long before I knew what a drone was, I have one of my best friends is a major league pitching coach, and we did pitchers and catchers boot camps. And I'm actually friendly with 3 major league pitching coaches now. Still, I haven't done much with this. I haven't done anything really since COVID. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to teach people things that fulfill them. That's, you know, and I'll tell you later how I'm doing that now with drones. But as of now, as of then, it was teaching pitchers and catchers primarily how to do their positions better, and not from people that sort of know it, but the people that are making their living doing it.
Yeah. Well, we're getting ready. We're getting close to fall. Summertime's over. You know, we got the cooler weather coming here, and I'm gonna try to get up to New Hampshire to capture the foliage again. But I share this video I made this last year. It's such a place. What an incredible place to go to.
What part of New Hampshire did you go?
Lake Winnebago.
I was stationed up in Portsmouth back in the mid-80s, '84, '86.
But just the view around here is incredible.
Yeah, the year I got there was, they call it Indian summer, and fall lasted way until late October.
And there's actually a historic ship here that I capture at the end. It's got a lot of history behind it. The MS Mount Washington. Amazing. Yeah. What was that?
That's
the end of your video or something.
That's something I'm going to share with you in the
Oh,
chat.
okay.
Oh,
Jeff shared something.
Private chat. Yeah, I'll go to here. Group Northside Wedge and Big. There we are.
I was going to address Cappy's couple of his questions he put up. He put up a thing about DGI building a plant here. I said that ship has sailed. We've been talking about that for probably better part of a decade. You know, DGI, because like some of us been seeing this coming over the horizon for several years, and because of how China always has their hands on their companies, especially when they're large companies like a DGI and other manufacturers, they have that influence where they don't allow them to move outside of their actual country borders.
You have to remember, since the 80s,
Hey, Jeff, then.
the tax code has been such that no American company was ever penalized for taking manufacturing and moving it to a cheaper place outside of this country. So because we're a capitalist society, everyone moved manufacturing to where it was cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
Even once you ship it back, that cost of shipping things back, it's still cheaper. one of the two biggest companies on earth is Apple. All their manufacturing was done in China, a little in Vietnam, a little in India, but because that's how our tax code was written. We didn't want manufacturing. We set it by our tax code, and that has not gotten any better. Drones are just a new thing, but everything, cameras,
Right.
cars, cars actually, they've done a little bit work because every foreign manufacturer because it costs so much to move a car here from another country. A lot of them, Volkswagen has plants here, Hyundai has plants here. I don't know about the others, but a lot of foreign companies do. But everything else that you can put on a ship and come here and it's not going to spoil because it takes 2 months to get here. We've ceded that happily because that's how our tax code is. If you want to stop it, then say, okay, anything that's forget the tariffs. Just say you can't deduct the cost of this at all. Any foreign call centers, any foreign manufacturing, you can't take it off. If it's done here, it's done here. That way, the company will actually pay, because as you and I and everyone here who knows, tariffs are paid by the end consumer. The manufacturing company and the country it comes from, they still sell it for whatever they sell it for. When it comes here, the poor schmuck that picks it up at customs has to pay that tariff. And therefore, he has no choice but to pass it along to the consumer.
Or they get their drones stuck in customs right
Yeah.
now.
Well, most of the people remember.
P&H and Adorama have to pay customs when they pick up drones and cameras and everything else. And they have no choice but to add that to the cost. I don't blame them. That's what capitalism is. You still got to make your profit. That's
I was going to say, Jeff, a lot of people don't remember of our age when we had this similar type activity against Japanese automakers.
Absolutely.
And we went through this whole thing with them, and that's what caused them to bring their plants to America.
Right.
Because of the same type of activities and rhetoric that has been spoken about now with drones was spoken about Chinese imports, because, like you said, we have allowed most of our manufacturing to leave the country for over the last 50, 60 years now.
We've encouraged it. We haven't allowed it. We've encouraged it.
We've encouraged it because, like I say, it's cheaper labor. They have the raw resources to build vehicles and everywhere else. I remember, like I say, Volkswagen. The closest thing to America used to be Mexico. So I remember back in the 70s, you had to see if you had a Volkswagen that was actually made in Germany or was it made in Mexico a lot of times. And that's the two main areas that they built. So like I say, in my area here, one of the biggest steel manufacturers was Kaiser Steel since World War II. Back in the early 90s, the Chinese came over, disassembled the whole facility, which is now where the California Speedway sits on. Used to be Kaiser Steel. They disassembled the whole facility, packed it up, put it on a ship, sent it back to China.
Amazing. But that's really the cause of the policy. We need to, if we actually want manufacturing, if that's actually a good thing for our economy, which I think it is, if we're just knowledge workers, so many people are going to be out of a job starting in really soon. Right now, you call anything and you drive up. I drove up today to get coffee at a Wendy's on my way home from that meetup, and it was an AI voice.
Yeah.
By the way, two people hit that $1.8 billion lottery. Two people, and neither one of them were in California. Yay! Yay!
Hey, don't get on Dre. I want Dre to win.
No, usually when someone
Dre wants Dre to win, I just got to remember to go buy a ticket.
Yeah, $1.8 billion.
Yeah.
Because California has a lot of people. It's just going to be numbers. Think about it.
It's just a numbers game. That's
right.
all
The reason that people in Rhode Island don't normally win it is because there's not as many people in Rhode Island buying tickets. It's just
they got to save all their extra money for the tolls.
There is no tolls in Rhode Island.
There's no tolls in Rhode Island?
No.
Yes, there is.
Where?
The bridges.
The bridges. Like 4 bridges. I don't know what you're talking about.
As a matter of fact, if you have an easy pass, you're lucky. You only got to pay 89 cents every time you go home.
What? I don't remember what bridge you talking about because I went to the thing and back on
I
I-95.
forget the name of the bridge. What bridge is it?
One bridge. Oh, Crimea River. One bridge.
The Pell Bridge?
Go to Florida.
Yeah, the Pell Bridge.
Every 5 minutes in Florida, you get paid. The Florida's Turnpike, Florida's ripoff. Literally every 5 minutes, you pay.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a toll. And New York, I got to give credit where credit's due. Even though, where I was born and grew up, New York has a lot of tolls too, but not every place. But Florida has it, and Texas too, all over.
Yeah.
All over. So
By the way, you shared a video with me. This was the Season of the Witch song you were talking
Season
about.
of the Sticks.
Season of the Sticks,
Season.
sorry.
The name of the song is actually Stick Season. But you and I had a discussion and gave me this idea.
Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed, and it's half my fault. But I just like to play the
I love a good
victim. I'll
train
drink
shot.
alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I did not lose. Now you're tire tracks and one pair of shoes, and I'm split in half, but that'll have to do. Oh, that'll have to do. My other half was you. I hope this pain's just passing through, but I doubt it. 'Cause I love Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed, and it's half my fault. But I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll dream each night of some version of you.
Thank you.
Did you re-edit that, Jeff? Because I've seen, especially that footage of where you went underneath the branch.
Yeah.
Dominic, you're flipping.
Thank you. Our friend Idaho Quadcopter, you know him? He saw me fly at that, and he flinched on a live stream. I did not re-edit it. That's the same video I did. Actually,
okay.
I never really heard that phrase until last year, and Paul and I were discussing it. And then my kid said, "Haven't you heard Stick Season by Noah Kahn?" I said, "I don't know who Noah Kahn is." And they played it, and I went, "That's a perfect song."
Okay.
And
We had like a
basically,
2-hour phone conversation over this topic.
Paul and my kids are the reason I did that video.
Oh.
I had some, and I went out and shot some more. And so, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I just remember seeing that once. I don't know what video you did then, but I remember that scene, you coming around from that branch. And
Marcus
you
flinched on a live stream, just like this. He went,
Yeah, and Brian says he thinks the Jamestown Bridge is still a toll bridge. They tried with a few others, but they got too much backlash.
Believe
People
it or
fail.
not, in New York, the Southern State Parkway, which is on Long Island, the furthest southern highway, had tolls. And then 1 year, of course, 6 months before an election, whoever was in charge said, "We're getting rid of the toll booths," and they did. So the toll booths have disappeared occasionally because people do push back. And especially when you say, as soon as this is paid for, there won't be any more tolls. That has almost never happened. It did on the Southern State Parkway, but every
The one thing I have to say I kind of liked about the New York, when you get the rest stops, it's in the middle. On the way back, as we get in the rest stop was in between the highways. And then when you walked inside, it was almost like you were inside this shopping center, which, I mean, you basically are. But, I just like the way they had it set up. It was really
it's that way, I think, in Maryland and Delaware, and also in Florida, a lot of them are in the middle. Like I used to go all the time past Turkey Lake rest stop, and it's right in there. It's very convenient. This way, you only have to build one. And
Good
in
idea.
Connecticut, it's on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
Not very efficient. And New Jersey too. They're on both sides.
Yeah.
They got different names, but yeah.
I'm going to share, this is Ron's video now. I'm going to share this next. Lake Mira. Okay, I was going to say, wow, he's using a GPS drone. I haven't seen him flying a GPS drone in forever. Love the colors in the sky.
Nice.
Love the night footage.
Mm.
See the reflections in the water. He released this a year ago, 35 views and 2 likes. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Nice video, Ron. That was a good video.
Mm.
Oh yeah, golden hour shots are always good.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, Hot Rod, how you doing?
Hey, Rod.
I wondered, did you make it up to the Northeast meet? Was Hot Rod there?
I don't believe I saw
Mm-hmm.
him.
I know Deneen was there and Audley was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I posted it in the Five Boroughs group, a Five Borough shot of all of us.
Oh, no.
Wayne
Oh
was
man,
there.
sorry to hear that. Sorry to
Yeah.
hear that. Condolences. You know, Jim just lost his, or a guy that was like a
Yeah.
dad to him, his wife's father. Yeah.
I know he posted that he wouldn't come. I knew he was ill at some. I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm.
Ken was there. Ken Janseth was there. Who else was there? Dave,
Ray was there too. Ray showed up.
Ray, of course, yeah. Ray, Dave was there. One of your
Oh,
usual.
David Ross did show up.
Yes.
Ah.
Not very nice. He didn't come in the beginning, but he made sure to say hello to everyone that he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, very good.
You guys get a lot of flying done at all?
No, because people flew there at the event, but not everyone flew. People didn't fly that much typically.
I saw someone had a crash by the State House.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the State House, so no big deal. Luckily,
Yeah.
it was a tiny little FPV drone, and he did recover it. So
To me, it looked like maybe he lost signal on the other side of the building, right?
Mm.
that
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Yeah. Well, at least nobody really lost a drone, which was good.
True
I
that.
know Ray was flying his Avata there. He was whipping it around the meet. There was what's going on with the V copter, by the way?
Recall.
Massive
what's up
recall
with
on
Recall.
first original shipments.
I haven't really heard much about it, but I think Ron had posted something about something was going on with the V copter. So there's a recall on it, huh?
Yeah,
The batteries apparently overheat.
yeah.
Oh wow! Is this like mapping? Is this what that probably is? 24,000 photos.
No, this is because a V copter is just a recreational drone.
Oh, I was talking about this
I'm
comment.
talking about
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cappies.
Yeah, Dre, if you haven't been watching, this guy Cappy has put up about 40 comments.
Yeah. I said those.
Yes, Billy Kyle was there.
Yep.
Ken Dono was there, and Lon was there.
Yep.
So they were there a little bit at night. Then they went gambling. Then they came the next day. They were there for a while, and then I think they went back gambling. There's a casino, I guess, near Boston where they were. I thought they'd be going to the casinos in Connecticut, but they wound up being there. But nice gentlemen, all of them. They were there, and I particularly had a nice long conversation with Billy. Really a nice, pure guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Ken had posted a video about the Mavic 4 Pro.
Mhm.
Not really using that too much. I
No, he told me he wants to sell his. A lot, Mark Fisher did for a while too. He wanted to sell it until he got a job where he needed to use it. But there's a
yeah,
lot of buyer's remorse with
yeah.
that.
Some of those looks that you get with that gimbal, that what do they call it? The infinity gimbal?
Yes,
Is that what
Mhm.
they called
the
it?
infinity rings. Look at
Yeah.
them. I'm going to take over the universe.
Like some of the shots you can get like in a city with the buildings. I thought that's incredible.
I, I did when I borrowed one from someone before I decided I probably will get it because I don't have a telephoto drone in my life at this point.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that video. I got. It's not so much that turning in a circle, but what you can do after that once you go past it, because that's a really cool part. Let me see if I can find that. It's a really short video. Where is it? Infinity gimbal.
A rental Matrice 4T. Home rentals,
You
huh?
can rent them over here. I don't know if you do the same, but our DJI stores allow you to rent them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get asked sometimes about renting
By the
some of
way,
the
do you know if
stuff.
the person who crashed their drone by the State House was able to recover it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was easy. Oh, here it is. Let me get this for you. Let me go on YouTube. Let me stop it. The thing I liked best about it was the music went perfectly with it. Let me send this to you. But the circle, fine. The thing after it is, I think, much better, a much better use of it. Once as everyone knows, when you do everything when you first get a drone. When you wind up doing multi-planar movements, it's better. And when you can do an advanced multi-planar, that's what I like best. The After I do the 360, the extra part, take a look
Mhm.
at that. That's really what I think is the best use of it that I've seen.
Oh, totally not drone related, but that um that sphere, right?
Yes.
Did you see the thing that they did with the Wizard of Oz? And
Yeah, yeah.
that's incredible.
Basically, they did the film into a 3D for that sphere specifically.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
was
almost like you're a part of the movie now.
Interesting.
yeah, like they made you like part of the movie. It's just pretty cool.
Okay, you've seen this a lot. Just spin. But this is the interesting part. You can
See, I like that right there. That's really cool.
This whole part is what makes it much better. Yeah, I just stayed with my subject and the whole background. This is truly cinematic in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I said that's your skill set, not the drone. That's you being able to master the controls of the drone. That's why I tell people. I said, yeah, the 360, what do you call it, the spin of the gimbal.
Infinity.
Unless that's going to be your niche, thing that everybody knows. When you shoot a video, they're going to get a 360 spin. After a while, it kind of gets old.
It gets old really. Do you remember? I guess it was somewhere in the early or mid '80s. Everyone used tuned drums,
Mm-hmm.
and that died really fast. That's
Right.
sort of the infinity gimbal. You're gonna. Will I ever use that ever again? I will
Yeah.
use that end part of it, but
Yeah.
I will never use the spin again. But that
Right.
end part I will use.
Yeah. Because I mean, I have an old Holman gimbal that I mount a old GoPro 3 on that has that infinity spin, and I use it on a car. Pull back with that with a long pole, and it spins out of the car. You know, but like I said, once I used it, I didn't want to use it on everything else that I did.
No.
Yeah.
It was like you get that wow effect on one thing, and you say, okay, I got to move on to something else, or
Yeah.
just be better at what I already do.
Right.
Well, here's the thing, though. Yeah, you're not going to want to use it all the time, but I think that it has its place for certain things. Now, maybe not
Yeah.
for not for making like money doing jobs, but maybe
Mhm.
personal projects. I see that coming in handy on the creative side, and it's like you may not always need that tool, but it's good
Hmm.
to have it in your belt for when you do need it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I went ahead and put the money in buying a 360 camera. I got an Insta 4 X4, and I said to me it helps when I go out to the field and I don't have to have two or three cameras to get all the angles that I want to shoot. I can put that thing in one spot, walk around, do what I do, set the drone up, take off, land, whatever, and talk without ever having to change position of that camera. But how I do it in edit, as far as I want to do any fancy angles and spins and look downs and stuff, that's up to me and post.
Well, this is I was showing this earlier. I'll show it again. I'll kind of speed through it so you can see. But that's what I do with the drone. I get up there and I focus on a subject, and I just try to like find a shot with it. So this is like an example here. I have the drone, and I just kind of fly it around and try to see what kind of looks I can get. Now this shot was almost 6 minutes long, and I'm
Mhm.
just kind of locked onto a target, and I'm controlling the drone completely otherwise myself. And just sometimes by doing that, you can kind of score some really cool shots,
Yeah.
like neat
Well,
perspectives like this one, you know?
yeah. Well, I I learn from people like Jeff and other people who are photographers, and I watch a lot of commercials. And when I do watch a movie, when you're really trying to work on your skill set, learning how to work for me is almost going back and using my old skill set as a excavator or backhoe operator, to where you think in 3D and then you move that gimbal along while you're flying. So you're using that thumb on that gimbal and you're slowly moving that as you're moving the drone around at the same time. And you get that shot like Jeff was just saying, how he came over the globe. He's pushing that wheel around, getting the gimbal to come down, and you're moving at the same time. That's the real cinematic stuff that really like, wow, and stuff. And even the slow pan up. When people come, you get that opening shot, and you might be flying low to ground, or especially over water, and you get that slow pan up, and you see the whole skyline all of a sudden
Yeah.
and stuff. And those are the things I work on when I go out flying. Is just continually work on your skill set as a pilot of being able to manipulate the controls themselves, and that way you really don't have to rely upon any smart features or anything the drone may have built into it
Yeah.
and stuff.
And that's exactly why I actually do shots like that, monster
Yeah,
B-roll, because I have a huge clip that's almost 6 minutes of just going around there. I can get different angles from it, you know, or yeah, there's so many different things.
I'm laughing at Mudball. There's no such thing as cinematic.
Huh?
Like,
That's fine.
Okay.
So what's everybody's plan for the next week? You guys have anything going on?
Well,
I
I know
am
the weather's
finishing a
gonna be.
video for my town,
You
which
doing a video for the Northeast meet at all?
no, because I didn't, because Thursday, the day before officially started, was beautiful. I wasn't there. Friday, I got there right before the dinner. Saturday, by the time, first of all, the sky was flat when we were there at that meetup. And then once the sky cleared up a little bit, it was too windy. And no, that I do not have anything of value um, to add to that. Unfortunately, I did not capture any good video.
So you guys had classic meetup weather.
Well, South Florida is usually okay, except sometimes it's very windy.
Yeah, I was gonna say they get a lot of wind up there.
He's
And,
on the water where Ray puts it.
yeah,
On
yeah,
the water. So
yeah.
yeah, that's Vegas typically is, for November is not bad. It's not too hot.
Not
It's
bad.
cold. You probably
Speaking
aren't.
of water, I think within the last couple of weeks, I saw a YouTube video, I think, showing a drone that's meant to go in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone know which drone I'm talking about?
I know Hobbit
X1
does
is
a
X1 put it
an
out.
amphibious one.
Was it X1 you said?
Yeah,
Hover,
X1
yeah,
put
Hover
it out.
X1 did an amphibious.
Yeah,
Hover
that's
X1
it.
put
That's
out.
it. Yeah, I want to check that thing out. That look kind of cool.
Yeah. Jeff, are you coming back to Vegas this year?
I am. I like everyone there, and I appreciate the beautiful different scenery, and I will be there. Will you?
Yeah, yeah. I just booked my room last week at our timeshare, so yeah, I plan on being
And I don't know if the other people know about it, but I got a picture of Draymond Crawford standing next to Marcus Crawford. And before they broke into a song, I said, "This is the Crawford brothers."
there.
They look a little different, but we know they're brothers.
You come on. You waited the entire show to let that one go.
No, actually, I just
He's
thought
been
it
holding
out.
on to that.
I did not. But listen, it was the first time I expected him to show up in his suit, his tie at least, because Ray is the best dressed drone guy.
Oh,
I'm the one. Listen, this is the shirts that I wore today.
I'm the man from Nantucket, huh?
I'm not sure if Dominic knows the reference, but
Yes, I know about the man from Nantucket.
I am.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because Marcus' wife and my wife both have, or I think his wife was just retired from education. My wife is a high school, junior high math teacher, so it's kind of interesting that our spouses were in the same profession.
Mhm. Pretty cool.
I learned something new about you tonight, Dre. I didn't know your wife was a teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
You good.
yeah. We're about to retire here in another 2 years, both of us.
And she said she's a math teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's an organized person. You got to have all your
Mm.
stuff in its place, huh?
Oh man, married 41 years, dude.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you know your life is now when you've been married for 40 years.
Yeah,
That's life right there, lifers, for sure.
yeah.
All right, well, we got a few minutes left, so you guys have anything you want to promote before we end the show tonight?
I have something big I want to promote. When I first graduated college, I worked for a company, and one of the things they did was they sent me all around the country to, based on what I had done and shown them, to teach individual and group portraiture. And it was a lot of fun teaching all these groups of people. And I have a different ways continue to teach photography and then video and then drone. So I officially put together a very reasonable offer of way of teaching people, because there's lots of videos that'll teach you things, but as far as an interactive class, that doesn't really exist in the drone world. There's plenty of drone courses, there's plenty of photography courses online, but there you watch a video and that's it. This is interactive. So among other things that I give you, I will interact with you every week, and I want you to send me 2 photos, your raw unedited image, and then how you edit it. And we'll talk about why you shot this, when you shot this, where you shot this, how'd you frame it, what time of day, and then how you wound up with it. So this is called Jeff's Photo School. If you want to put that graphic up online for that page, I have a short video that you don't play it now. Let people play it on their own if they're interested. But basically, for either $59.99 a month, or if you pay with Venmo or Zelle, it's $47 a month, and we meet every week to go over your photos with me. From my experience, I started, for those who don't know, I started shooting and sold my first photo, which was a book cover, when I was 17 years old. I've had plenty of magazines and books and all sorts of things that have been published all over the place. I've edited. I have a ton of experience with paid clients, and I'm not going to try to fit you in a hole to say you have to do this and this and this. We're going to make you the best photographer and videographer that you are, keeping what you do best and developing that. Because if you want to be a better tennis player, you got to play against someone who's more experienced than you. If you want to be a better chess player, you got to play chess against someone that's better. So I have had a longer path than most people, and I've had a different path than everyone, as you all have. And I'm happy to share that with you on your work. So, jeffsphotoschool.com. If you want to put that up for a second, I'd appreciate it. And maybe I'll
Did
put
you
it
put
in
up the link? No.
I sent it to you.
That sounds very interesting, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it's a little niche that has not been fulfilled by people that actually want to learn. And
Use code WEDGE for a 40% discount.
no, you use code Venmo for a 20% discount.
Oh boy.
Did you see it, Paul? Yeah, there it is. There we go. So anyway, I'm happy. I'm not telling you I know much about everything, but I do know a lot about a lot of things, and I'm happy to share with you based on where you are and what you want to do. You know, everyone is somewhat satisfied with what they create because they've created it and they're done. But if you have someone who looks at it from a different angle to say, you know, we can make this better, we can speed up your learning, we can help you down your path a little bit faster. If you watch that video, there'll probably be a different video tomorrow that I'll update, but it basically gives you the idea. And I'm going to show you more examples of things that I've done through my career. And I thank you. And any of you who want to sign up, you're happy to give you that discount of Wedge and Big, 20% off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't show up with the photos, Jeff will show up at your door.
Oh, good sound effect. I like that.
You know, that sound effect has been sitting in there unused since we started. So we finally got to use it.
Yep.
All right, anyone else have anything they want to promote?
No,
Since Bob's not in here, I'll go ahead and promote the Vegas drone meetup coming up in November. I believe the dates are going to be the 7th through the 10th in the city of the city of Las Vegas, but actually in the right next door in the city of Henderson. Like I said, if you were able to attend last year's event, it was a great event. A lot of the big names are there, and I expect some of the big names will be returning, as far as Billy Kyle or Ken Dono. And like I said, we even had the gentleman from DGI who was there, Ken Baker. I think his name was Ken Baker, or Dave Baker was there. And then we even had a Jeff Norman sighting. So you get to see all the big wigs of the drone community come out and have a good time. And like I tell people, the best time to come to the Vegas area is in around November, or you come in March. Those are the best times of year. The weather is perfect, a lot of sunshine, doesn't get too hot, and you're able to go out and do a lot of things. Now, I understand this year they actually have a tour that take you out to the Red Rocks that you've seen Tom Dowling showing his videos. They have a actual group that will take you out to these locations just for you to go out and fly and get pictures. So it's like a tour. So I guess that's been one of the prizes that's taking place this year.
okay.
That they have that set up.
There is a fee for that for the company that does it, but it's well worth it. And thank you, Dre. I was honored enough to be on the panel that was answering questions at that event, and it was wonderful, lovely people, and the weather was perfect. Thank goodness.
Okay.
Now, Dominic, you had something you were going to...
No, I'm just going to say I've got to go to another appointment, so I'm going to say good night to everybody.
All right, everybody. I just want to remind you that mental health matters. If you're struggling, reach out and get help. You can reach out to your friends and family. If you can't find help there, dial 988 or reach out further. There's always someone willing to help. Or call Jeff.
988, yes, or call Jeff.
Yeah.
You know me, you call me. I'm a good ear, right, Paul?
Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a good week.